Time, the miracle Houdini created spread through the streets. Houdini also knew very well, with all the fame, each of his next performances must be more thrilling than before. Otherwise, he would be pushed off the stage. And that's when Houdini met Jim, a genius prop man. He invented a curved key that could easily open handcuffs. It could also be hidden in a shirt cuff. So Houdini asked him to be his assistant. With his help, he once again staged his escape from prison. With a new prop, Houdini soon came up with a new trick. He had himself put in ankle cuffs. Then he hung himself upside down in a tank of water. Finally, the lid was locked. This time Houdini wanted to challenge the limits of the human body. Either he would become famous or die. 2 minutes passed quickly. There was no movement behind the screen. Some spectators could not sit still, stand up and ask for help. As the protests grew louder and louder, Houdini's wife also began to worry. Finally, the assistant could not stand the pressure, called the firefighters on stage, trying to break open the water tank directly. But when the screen was removed, Houdini disappeared. Performance made Houdini a god again. He also entered the eyes of the American top management. It was on the eve of World War I. The US was desperate for a top agent to infiltrate a country and steal information. A true disguise is no disguise at all. So Houdini became the perfect candidate for this project. It wasn't long before Houdini received his assignment to get close to the German emperor. He came to Berlin for this purpose. After 5 consecutive performances, he was finally summoned by the Kaiser. But the Kaiser was very strict. He wouldn't even look at a normal performance. Houdini decided to do the whole thing. First, he asked the Kaiser to choose a marksman. He invited him to the stage. He shot at the shoes 10 meters away. As the marksman pulled the trigger, a bullet hole was left in the heart of the whip. Houdini asked his assistant to pour some more powder into the barrel of the gun. He himself pulled out a bullet. After the marksman had checked it correctly, he then asked his assistant to press the bullet into the barrel of the gun. When everything was ready, the marksman raised his gun again, but then Houdini suddenly stood in front of the boot. He wanted to bite the bullet with his teeth. For a moment everyone was on edge. The marksman hesitated. Even with a sign from the Kaiser, he didn't dare to fire the shot.
Fire! Fire the gun! Pull the trigger!